Well, the Syrian opposition is seeking more financial aid from its Western backers, with a coalition yet to form a provisional government. This as France warns that Islamist extremists could fall into power if promised funds and political support from the West fail to materialize. With the conflict nearly 2 years old, RT met one of the leaders of the official opposition and asked him what he thinks is needed to bring peace to Syria.
We need some new weapons against aeroplanes, because Bashar al-Assad sent aeroplanes to damage villages and cities and civilians. We need to protect ourselves, our children, from killing every day. We have more than 16,000 children were dead for at least 22 months ago. Something unbelievable. It's our right.
So to help Syrian people and to help end Syrian crisis, you need weapons and money. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure. And we need political support also. Who can cooperate with a man killed more than 60,000 people? We are concerned, but we are not afraid. Because of majority of fighter groups in Syria is not extremist, is not terrorist, only fighting for freedom and dignity.
And what about Al-Nusra group from Iraq? Are these people fighting for freedom and democracy as well?
They are fighting for freedom and democracy, but maybe we will face some problem with them. Anyway, they are just a small part of the revolution in Syria.
But these people are recognized, even by French president, as extremists and terrorists.
All over the world you can find extremists, but they are not the real picture, only a small part of it. Please recognize that.
Mm-hmm. So you are absolutely sure that you will be able to control them, these people?
Sure, very sure. Very sure about that.
Despite French concerns over the extremist threat in Syria, the opposition say they make up only a small number of the armed rebels and are easy to contain. But historian Gerald Horne disagrees.
We are reassured by your guest that if the dissidents come to power, they'll be able to handle al-Nusra Front. But the Libyan dissidents said the same thing when they worked with NATO in 2011 in toppling Colonel Gaddafi. Now they're seeking to do the same thing in Syria, which suggests that they have not learned even the most recent lessons of history. Now we see that in Benghazi, which was the cradle of the revolt against Gaddafi, the North Atlantic countries have asked their nationals to flee Benghazi because of presumed impending terrorist attacks launched by those they just helped into power. So I think we should take with a grain of salt what your guest said in that interview. They're putting civilians in harm's way by launching attacks from crowded urban communities. I was also struck by the fact that your guest said that he would not be involved in any negotiations with the Assad regime. The way wars end is that you negotiate with those who are shooting at you. And that is how this war should end. But if they refuse to negotiate, that tends to suggest that this conflict will continue indefinitely.